and decide what we're going to take it. We believe in what you're doing. We're going to take it. It's a great.
But that's what I'm trying to achieve as well. Like, you just got to put it out there a little bit, and hopefully someone's watching, someone's willing to invest.
Advocates, you'll get advocates. Yeah. The deal is, if you're dealing from a point of passion, we need sport. Sport is what makes everything. Hey everybody, welcome to day 2, Breakfast with Bob from the Challenge Championship. My name is Bob Babbitt, brought to you by Master Spas, HOKA, Fly Human Fly, deboer wetsuits, the Outrigger, Kona Resort and Spa, and of course our Challenged Athletes Foundation. Our next guest, 2016 Olympic bronze medalist from South Africa, Mr. Henri Schoeman. Henri, always a treat, buddy.
Yeah, it's good to chat to you again here in Šamorín.
Yes, and 2 little ones now. How old?
Yeah, one is now just over 3 years, really keeping us on our toes.
Yes.
And the other one, 9 months already. Time's going so fast. But it's amazing to watch them grow up. It's spectacular to see how they change and how they get into their personalities.
Right.
And we're actually spoiling them. We're busy finishing up a nice backyard area for them, and they're going to have so much fun. So no time in front of the TV, all playing outside. Yeah.
So I look at your ITU career, 126 starts, 31 podiums, 18 wins. That's a lot of racing, 126 starts. And then it's like you're starting a new career.
Yeah.
You're moving into the 70.3, the Challenge Series, the PTO is out there. It's actually a great era to be a pro because there's so many great options. Adapting from the shorter distance to the longer distance, how tough has that been for you?
Yeah, like you said, I mean, wow, that's quite a stat of numbers, and
I know.
like a little bit of
3 Olympics as well.
A veteran in the short course, but a lot of those were pre-COVID. Like since COVID, there wasn't a lot of racing for me in the short course or even overall. But so like it's really good to get back into the swing of things, and middle distance, long course with Roth coming up. That's going to be my first long distance.
That's right. Well, we'll be there for that. That's going to be fun to be there for your inaugural.
I'm excited. I'm nervous.
Yes.
It's my first long one.
Right.
I'm sure you're never quite sure how it's going to go.
Right.
But yeah, like I'm excited. It's going to be a fast race.
Yes.
Hopefully the speed will be on my side there a little bit. Just need to bring the endurance to the table.
So starting going back to 2015, you did 70.3 Bahrain, right? You really got a sense of what that's all about. And over this last couple of years during COVID, you did in 2020 Challenge Daytonas, where everybody was at, right? And that was 7th in that field. So that had to make you feel like, okay, these are the best in the world, and I'm right here.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I always wanted to get into the non-drafting TT kind of racing, because then you can like use your strengths to your benefit. Mm-hmm. It's not like everyone just comes together for the run. So it's a whole different dynamic, and you've seen with a lot of the athletes where they may not feature in short course, but suddenly they feature in long course because their swimmer's weak, but they capitalize on their bike and run.
Right. And
then sometimes you get the athletes that are just good overall, that also just really excel overall in the non-draft longer distance. So I found that it works for me. I've got that endurance capacity, and I'm just taking that forward with every step at a time.
One of the races that I saw, obviously, when you go to Worlds in 2024 at 70.3 and get 6th in that, the greatest 70.3 athletes on the planet. Right, so you're right there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I wasn't even at my best at that race. I hate to like make excuses or whatever, but like I was struggling with a knee injury. My run form wasn't really there, and I absolutely had no expectation for that race. And like you said, a 6 on a very good field.
Yes.
I can take a lot of confidence from that, and I think just got to keep the momentum rolling. And middle distance and long courses, I think the place to be for triathlon.
Right. So when I look at 22, 23, 24, 25, some DNFs in there. Still struggling with injuries?
Like I said in Taupo, essentially from the Olympics last year, I was training through a knee issue.
Right.
The entire the entire season, and I thought, well, I really wanted to get to Taupo World Champs and see what I can do at that. So I kind of put a bit of damage on my knee. Got a grade 4 chondromalacia underneath the patella, which is the wearing of the cartilage.
Right.
So I mean, it's not ideal, but I spent the whole off season rehabbing, getting it right, getting it better, and I'm in a place now where I'm getting back to my run volume, and I can move forward. So it's taken quite a few months, but I'm happy to say that I'm in a place where I can move forward and take some steps forward.
That's awesome. The other thing we were chatting about before we started the interview was just, when you get into your 30s, then it's like, okay, I got to start thinking about what I'm going to do next, right? The sport's not going to go on forever.
Yeah.
Even though this is a new chapter in your triathlon life. So talk a little bit about you're doing some training camps, some training programs, and you want to give back and you want to grow triathlon in South Africa.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, it's always been a vision of mine, and especially with sport in South Africa, I mean, it's a great way to connect a lot of the youth and get them involved with sport and getting out there, because in South Africa it's difficult just to take part in sport and to try and get around the world. So that's what I want to use my knowledge. I want to use my resources that I can tap into and help South Africa with sport. So I've been working for quite a few months on just a coaching platform called Incendo Coaching. And this will help bring coaching around the world to anyone wherever you are. It's going to be more like online based, but it's got this integration that will reach anyone wherever you are, and I can share my knowledge with them. But like, the thing I'm most excited about is that I've had a foundation for the last 2-3 years, Henri Schoeman Foundation. And this is really going to tap into that quite nicely. There's going to be proceeds that it's going to funnel through to the foundation, and that way I can really start giving back to the sport in South Africa and bring up the youth in South Africa that don't really get the opportunity to take part in triathlon or have the knowledge about sport. And I want to give all of this back to the youth, and hopefully 10-20 years we'll have another Henri Schoeman, getting an Olympic medal or something. So it all starts with the grassroots, and I hope that I can make a change.
How did it change your world when you came home with the bronze? Because I think to this point it's still the only triathlon medal for South Africa, right?
Yeah, it was history. It was the first Olympic triathlon medal, and only to this day.
Yes.
It changed a lot. Like, suddenly people knew me in South Africa, which was a big change.
Yeah.
As a youngster back then, I mean, it was my first Olympic Games. It was probably like just a couple of years on the pro circuit.
Yeah.
So it was early in my career that it came, and it was just the boost that I needed. Gave me the confidence, and I think sometimes it puts a lot of pressure on you as well.
Every time you go to starting line, especially back home,
absolutely,
you better win.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, one of the instances was literally about I think it was a month and a half later, was the Cozumel World Champs, where iconically I won the race.
You get gold.
Jonathan collapsed and Alistair helped him, and I was the victim.
Oh, that's
I was the villain of that story.
Yes. You weren't the villain of the story. You were winning the race.
I know, but I was young. I was, like I said, I had this pressure that everyone was already doubting me, and everyone was saying, "Oh, it was a lucky
getting
medal."
the bronze.
Yeah, getting a bronze in Rio.
It's never lucky when you get a medal.
And I had that pressure from the media, from everyone back home, that you won't perform. So like, when I went into that race, I wanted to prove a point. And when I saw the opportunity to win, I went for it. Like,
who wouldn't?
I mean, any athlete would have gone for the win.
No question.
Like, I mean, you can't, I was just so pumped in the moment that maybe I celebrated a bit too hard, but I was young. But I mean, I'm winning my first World Triathlon Series race.
And also you're in the back of your, not the back of your head, in front of your head, it's people are looking at me as a fluke. That what I did in Rio was a fluke, and now I'm validating it's not a fluke. I'm one of the best in the world.
There was a lot of emotions, like it was just proving all the haters wrong, proving to myself that yes, I deserve to be there. But I mean, so then you carry on, and yes, I got a Commonwealth Games gold. I started winning other World Series. I was really getting into my prime, and then sometimes that pressure can also be a little bit too much. You push too hard, and then you start getting the injuries.
Your body starts breaking down a little bit.
Yeah. So you have to really find that fine line
right.
between overdoing it. I mean, I can train until I pass out, but you have to be smart. You have to, like us athletes, we can manage pain quite well, but you have to be smart about it.
Well, and especially as you age. Right?
Yeah,
it makes a big difference.
Yeah.
So 3 Olympic Games, you get a bronze the first time out. 2020, you didn't able to finish, right?
2020 was COVID.
I meant to 2021.
Oh, 21, yeah. So that was Tokyo. I went into that race with expectations of winning a gold medal, and I actually had a stress fracture in my ankle, and when I raced, it broke in my talus.
That's right.
And I didn't finish the race because it was just too sore to finish.
Right.
So I had to pull off, and fortunately I did, because at least I still have an ankle and I can carry on. But if
you had kept running, you might not have ever run again.
Yeah, with the talus, it broke through about halfway. I think if I carried on running and that displaced.
And that bone is not supposed to break.
No.
It's a rock.
That's we were stunned, like when we were figuring out, like, how did I even get it, you know? And it's one of those bones where you only break in a high collision accident. Like if you're in a car crash, if you're skiing and you fall down like a 10-meter cliff or something, you know, that's how it breaks. So we were really stunned about it and how it actually happened. So it must have had like a hairline crack, and when I raced, it just somehow split. Oh my God. But if it had displaced, I don't know if I'd still be here. Yeah, career probably would have been over.
And so then 2024 was 20th?
19 or 20. Yeah, it's
20th.
19 or 20.
Yeah. So, but again, 3 Olympic teams. Just making the Olympic team. I don't think the other thing people don't understand, when you're in South Africa, and I think it's a lot like people in Australia, to get to Europe, to get to the U.S., to get to races is not easy.
No.
Because the dollar exchange, everything else, it is so expensive to try to get out of there and try to be a factor on the world scene.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it's one of the things that you have to do.
Right. If you can't stay home.
Yeah, if you stay at home, you're not going to measure yourself against the best or what the best in the world are doing.
Right.
So you have to invest into it. You have to get out there. And we don't, most of the time, we don't have the resource. South Africa don't have the resources to fund the youth and the youngsters to get out there. So a lot of them give up before they even really realize what potential they've got. And fortunately for me, I was always committed. Like, I always wanted to get to the Olympics. So that's why having this support structure like my parents was just
it's essential.
Yeah, essential, you said. And if I didn't have that, like, I probably also would have given up. But it's all about that fundamentals of just supporting the youth to get out there. Because a lot of the other countries, they have systems in place. They get
really
their juniors out there. In Europe, they probably just need to catch a train to get to like the next race, and they're competing against the best in the world.
Right.
For us, it's a whole big flight to get out there.
Well, you can't just go, I'm going to go to Europe for the weekend.
Yeah.
Right. I remember back in the day with Craig Alexander and Mac and those guys, when they decided to go to Europe or to the U.S., it's basically leaving their family for 6 months, a year, whatever it takes, because you can't just go and come back.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it's really brutal. You still love it?
Yeah, I love it. Like, as long as my body is healthy.
Yes.
It gets a bit sore from time to time, but you get those times where it's tough to get out of the bed.
Right.
I think a little bit more as you get older, but it's just you just got to keep discipline. I think that's the biggest thing. Motivation takes you far, but discipline, just keep ticking over.
Right.
Keeping the consistency, that's the main thing. And then when you get out the door, it's easy. It's just about getting out the door. That's the first step. Yeah.
So you mentioned, I hadn't even realized that. Everybody's seen the video of Alistair throwing his brother across the line, and of you going by and getting a win. But I never thought of that you might catch some sort of abuse for that.
Oh, I still get abuse.
No way.
Get abuse.
That is for winning a race.
We almost 10 years past. It's. I'll tell you what. Last year I got a lot of abuse.
Why? Because were they playing it that more? That video was?
Somehow people just loved like making it go viral last year, and every time a video went viral, I knew about it. I would get the DMs, but you know what was the worst thing is that they start threatening and abusing my family.
No way.
Yeah, so that was like the hardest part about it. They would go to my post and they'd start making ugly comments on like my post where I post about my family, my kids. And then also like just with regards to my ankle and the injury, they would be like, you deserve that stuff, you know.
Oh my God.
It plays with your head.
Right.
So that was really tough, and that was leading up to the Olympics. For some reason, they loved playing this video before leading up to the Olympics. And there were a couple campaigns going around. One was with ASICS, and I signed up to it. And when you sign up to it, you give your like social media handles, and I think what it does is it protects you from social media abuse.
Oh, okay, that's
and
good.
for some reason, it worked. Like suddenly, I stopped getting a lot of these like abuse comments and abuse messages. I think it whatever it did, it worked. It like filtered it out.
That's good.
So I got a bit of a break, but I still some of them still get through the cracks. But
now, I mean, obviously, you raced with both those guys, Alistair and Johnny, for years.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that they had an issue.
No.
Like
It's racing.
It's racing.
Yeah. After the race, they came and they said like, don't even worry about it. It's all good. Like,
yeah.
But the worst was, I won that grand final world champs, and I woke up and I looked at my phone and it was exploding on Twitter. Right. At the time it was Twitter. It's X now, but and suddenly I just went from feeling like hero to zero.
That's unbelievable. You know what's so funny?
I didn't even want to leave the hotel.
That connection.
Yeah.
I've never made that connection with somebody watching, because Alistair and Johnny, obviously, it's like a brother helping a brother. One guy's passed out. Oh, and by the way,
it's great for the sport. Like that's like it's amazing. But
I don't see the negative side of you doing what you're supposed to do, which is, and more importantly, either did Alistair and Johnny.
Yeah.
That they knew that they would have done this. Alistair wasn't going to wait and let somebody else win a race because they're helping their brother out. There's no way.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot on the line. Like if you think about it, if I had to say I helped them out or whatever, like join the camaraderie, you got Richard, you got Mario coming. They could have won the race.
Right.
Like then three of us threw it away, you know, like it just like escalates and you don't know what's really going to happen. So you just got to race your own race at the end of the day.
Right. You support somebody who obviously is out on their feet because it was hotter than crap out there.
Yeah.
But also you had done your heat prep
100%,
and you were ready for it.
Yeah, like the thing is, you know, I was also, I guess they didn't expect too much of me to be there with them. And I think I read where Alistair was saying that Jonathan, he was being a little bit stupid and he was exerting himself far beyond than what he should have.
Right.
And I think in a way with me being right there with them, he was probably pressured and thinking, I probably need to drop this South African guy. And that probably made him push a little bit too hard too soon.
Which is what racing is all about.
Yeah.
You push somebody to their limit.
Yeah.
If they go over it, that's sort of the idea.
Yeah.
And nobody knows that better than Alistair.
Yeah.
Is there anybody more competitive than that guy? No. There's nobody on the planet more competitive than that guy. So yeah, he totally gets that. Well, I am so sorry that you've gone through that crap. I'm glad it's filtered out now because that's awful.
Most of it, yeah. Like I said, there's still some that comes through the cracks, but you build a strong, like, you know, I've been getting it for years and years. I kind of just brush it off, but when they do, they hit a string when they target my family. So
absolutely. With this race, have you done this?
First time.
First time?
Yeah, first time.
It's a fast course.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It looks flat.
And, the bike ride. It is flat.
Yeah.
It's a great, I think it's a good course for you. It's a speed course.
Yeah.
You'll be good.
So I've done Challenge Daytona and that was absolutely flat as well. And I managed that perfectly fine. Obviously being a smaller guy, putting him out those amount of watts is a little bit more difficult, but I seem to manage it okay. So yeah, it should be all right.
So good to catch up with you, Henry.
Yeah, likewise, Bob.
A pleasure. And if people want to find out more information on your foundation or your program,
they can just go to incendocoaching.com.
Okay.
And it's got all the information there, how it ties in. And
love it.
Yeah, it's all there. And also the social medias.
Perfect. Henri Schoeman has been our guest, everybody. Again, Breakfast with Bob, day 2 from Challenge Championship. Hold on. We will be right back.